the AI. So legacy systems still dominate many institutions. So what are the biggest modernization challenges faced in this process?
Definitely. I mean, one of the biggest misconception about modernization is that it's just about rewriting old code. But in reality, the hardest part is making sure the new system behaves exactly like the old one.
So,
So,
sir, what advice would you give to our young professionals entering in AI-driven financial careers?
so they need to start with something of basics before jumping into advanced AI tools, or so they need to start building a foundation in programming, especially around data structure, building APIs and
Okay.
databases.
So, sir, I recently attended Thapa Summer School, an initiative by Thapa University. So, what is your perspective on this
They
initiative?
speed up the real learning. So students don't just study the theory. I mean, this makes that they get the exposure to how real system actually.
So, very warm welcome to our audience. I'm your host, Prince Singla, and today we have an exceptional guest joining us. He's a seasoned technology leader with over 17 years of experience driving end-to-end software development across complex, high-impact projects. From architecting scalable systems to leading cross-functional teams, he brings a wealth of expertise at the intersection of software engineering and real-world problem solving. Currently thriving at Intercontinental Exchange, he has built a reputation as a thoughtful engineer and strategic thinker in the tech community. Please welcome Mr. Kishore Hebbar, a veteran developer, innovator, and lifelong learner. We are excited to explore his journey today and his insights on modern software practices and what it takes to stay ahead in today's ever changing tech landscape. So, very warm welcome, sir.
Hey, hi Prince. Thank you for the invitation. Um,
Yes,
this is financial modernization is at something very interesting turning point right now, and especially with the AI entering to core systems. So I'm glad that we are having this conversation.
yes, sir. So, I'll start with my first question, sir. So, can you briefly share your professional journey and what led you to work at the intersection of finance and AI?
Sure, definitely. So I started my career as a backend engineer or a full stack engineer. So building some of the high volume enterprise systems, primarily in Java. So over time, my role evolved from just writing a code to owning end-to-end delivery, architecting, and also system designing, and making sure that the solution actually worked reliably in productions too. So when I was working on modernizing the system, so which I'd done in multiple years, I realized that modernization is not just about rewriting old code. It's actually about improving decision quality and detecting the problem, and early in reducing any operation risk. So all this. So I started applying AI in very practical ways for this. So things like detecting logical boundaries in monolithical systems. So when you have to migrate from the legacy to the modernized system. So this is also to support the large scale refactoring efforts. When modernization system did not match the legacy outputs, so we need to find some way to find these gaps. That's where even AI would help this. So this is how I started my journey with AI.
Okay, sir. So, that's very grateful journey you had till now. So, sir, leading to the next question, from your experience, what does modernizing the financial system truly means today? Like what the term means?
Okay, so it's a broader term, I would say, but I would try to centralize it into something meaningful here. So modernization in the financial system used to mean something very technical, like moving from mainframe to distributed systems, or from monolithic application to microservice application. But today, it means something much broader. So, what it really about is balancing the speed and safety too. So for me, modernization means breaking large system into clean, well-defined APIs, moving from heavy batch processing, example in the mainframe, to real-time event-driven flows, and this is to replacing the some of the fragile point-to-point connection with more stable platforms. It also means building strong observability too. So you can clearly see what happened in every transactions, or even to prove something what you see the changes or differences with a clear view. So that's also it's very important in modernization.
Okay, okay, sir. That's very insightful answers and summarized in a very proper way. So, sir, what are the most impactful ways AI is currently transforming financial services?
Okay, so in I see major areas where AI is making the biggest impact. When it comes to financial services, first I would see that the risk and the fraud. AI is much better at detecting something subtle patterns across transactions, or even the devices, or even the locations too. So behavior, especially when everything is um, happening in real time, that's something like that helps institutions catch the fraud much easier, and which reduces the losses as well. Second is about operations and productivity. So AI is helping teams to modernize the faster. So this is one of the example, actually best example with the modernization. So it can foster to move the code or investigate, and also to documentation, because which is especially valuable in the complex legacy environment. So it reduces the manual effort and speed up the transformation. So third is about the customer experience, which is very important. So AI enables more personalized services, which is smarter support routing, and faster underwriting too, or even the approval decision sometimes. So if you adapt it properly, which improve both the speed and satisfaction.
Okay, okay, sir. So that's very an innovative approach right now, which we are
Yeah,
doing. Yes,
definitely.
sir. And sir, where do you see AI delivering the greatest measurable value in finance?
Okay, so AI delivered this greatest value I can see in the areas where improvements is measurable, and it can directly tie to the outcomes. So, taken if I have to give an example in especially in the fraud detection, so you can clearly measure how much fraud loss is reduced and how many false alarms also are eliminated. So that translates directly into something like financial savings. So better, and also the better customer experience too, right? So in underwriting and risk approval alone, AI speeds up decision making, faster decision, and improve the responsiveness too. So which customers immediately feel it. So I got the response fast out, so I do not have to worry much on any fraud things. And AI also lowers the operation cost, so which is very important for any of the institutions. By reducing some of the manual effort, or the manual reviews, or even the repetitive task, so that team can focus on higher value instead of routine processing.
Sir, so as AI, financial is a challenge for AI always due to security and crucial topic for the AI. So legacy systems still dominate many institutions. So, what are the biggest modernization challenges faced in this process?
Definitely. I mean, one of the biggest misconception about modernization is that it's just about rewriting old code. But in reality, the hardest part is making sure the new system behaves exactly like the old one. So, especially in the finance, where even a small difference can lead to serious financial or even the complete compliance issues too. So, many financial platforms have been running for decades uh, without any changes. Over time, important business rules gets embedded deep inside the batch jobs or even the store procedure or legacy programs. In many cases, the documentation doesn't fully match what the system actually does in production. So these are the very biggest challenges we see when we are trying to modernize the legacy systems.
Oh, okay, sir. Sir, so how can AI help organization overcome data silos and outdated infrastructure?
Okay, so AI can help overcome especially the data silos and outdated infrastructure. And I can categorize in two different ways here. The first is understanding what actually the system is behaving or system is about. So in many organizations, so data is spread across multiple systems. So especially AI can help map the fields. I mean, especially between the systems or even the direct inconsistencies. So and it can kind of uncover the hidden relationships, like especially when documentation is incomplete um, or even outdated sometimes. The second, the best part with the AI is integration. So AI can automatically monitor data quality and flag unusual pattern in data pipelines. So that actually reduces manual effort and helps modernization move in more efficient way. So AI actually becomes a powerful accelerator kind of thing, I would say, because it strengthens and amplifies good systems. It does not actually replacing that.
Okay, okay, sir. So, sir, when we hear about AI, we always talk about the data. So, how is AI reshaping real-time analytics and decision making in financial platforms?
Sure. So the biggest shift that I'm seeing is moving from analyzing the data after something happens to making decision while it's happening. So, so in the past, many financial systems relied heavily on batch processing or some of the older legacy application. So which reviewing the transaction in the later part. So today with the modern platforms, AI models can evaluate risk in real time itself. So right when a transaction is actually initiated, that means faster fraud detection, quicker approvals also, and better customer experience. So in finance, speed alone is not just enough. So decision must be consistent and it can be traceable and it can be auditable too. So these are the matters in especially in any systems, especially in finance actually.
Okay, sir, digging deep into the security, what role does AI play in fraud detection and financial security today?
Okay, so AI is actually very good at spotting the patterns that human might miss, things like unusual transaction sequences, even the abnormal behavior across the devices, and rapid transaction activities. So, but security is not just about detecting the fraud; it's also about responding effectively. In this one, AI help reduce these false alarms as well, and it prioritizes the most serious cases, so teams can focus on what it actually truly matters. And they can uh, they can change the priority based on that. The ultimate goal here is simple, to reduce the financial losses while keeping the experiences um, better, better for the customers and also for any of the employees who work on solving the problem.
Okay, okay, sir. So, what are the key risks associated with the AI adoption in financial systems? Like, what are the top risks we can face?
Okay, so when I was thinking about the risk, I mean, risk is something we always need to work or think about in a financial companies if you are changing something. So when financial companies use AI, there are few important risks to think about. So first, AI models can lose accuracy over time. If customer behavior itself is changes. So what worked last year may not work this year or today. Right? The second is if the data used to train the model isn't something balanced, the system might rate certain groups unfairly, or even that's something is a serious issue in finance, which called as a bias. And third is something about a decision made by AI must be something explainable. If someone is denied a loan and you cannot go back to the customers and say that the decision was made by the system, so without any giving a proper reason. So that's not something acceptable. And the fourth is there's a data privacy. So financial data is very sensitive. So so the companies must handle it carefully and follow the strict rules around that.
Okay, sir. So, the risk you have addressed, how should institute address AI bias, explainability, and compliance concerns, like you have mentioned in your last answer?
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to bias, explainability and compliance. So I believe in keeping things practical in these aspects because, first of all, for important financial decisions, there should always be a human involved. So not because AI is bad, but because someone needs to take responsibility and review sensitive cases. And the second part is the system should be built so it can clearly explain its decision. If a loan is approved or denied, be able to show what factors influence that decision. So that the same thing we can try to explain it to the customers. And the last one is about, I can think maybe it's about AI models need ongoing supervision. So they should be reviewed and monitored and also tested regularly. So to make sure that they are still working properly as per the current requirement or the current needs. And if something goes wrong, there should be a way to quickly roll back the changes.
Okay, okay, sir. So, talking about the future, what emerging AI technologies will most influence finance in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so when I look at the next 5 to 10 years, a few AI trend stands out. So one is about we will see a more AI helping with the operations, not just making the predictions, but assisting with the task, like identifying the system issues, analyzing the issue or the impact of the changes, and then AI models will get better at understanding different type of informations to or maybe it can together it can get better view with the documentation or even the forms or even sometimes a voice conversation with the customers, and also it can structure those data together. And that's especially powerful in areas like underwriting and identity verification. And the third is privacy will become a major focus. We will see more technologies that allow institutions to use AI without exposing sensitive customer data. Especially the recent trend is on about edge AI. So edge AI is still, we are in the beginning of state. So when, because since financial systems, it's keep like, I mean, they like to keep the data privately and not exposing outside of your system or even the cloud. So we can go with the edge AI, which is personal to your device or even to your a local system.
Okay, okay. So, sir, what advice would you give to our young professionals entering in AI-driven financial careers?
Okay, so my advice to any young professional who is who wants to start with uh, in AI era or even engineering category, so they need to start with something of basics before jumping into advanced AI tools, or so they need to start building a foundation in programming, especially around data structure, building APIs and databases. So, and also they need to know how distribution system works. So next, they need to learn the core concepts about machine learning and understand how models are evaluated and what the bias means here and how data quality affects outcomes, and also about why feature selection matters. So, if you can combine solid engineering skills with the responsible AI thinking, along with the domain knowledge, you will stand out. That especially in whatever the field you are working on, it can be in the finance or healthcare or telecom, so on.
Okay, so that's a very good advice to start from the basic core of machine learning and everything. So, sir, I recently attended Thapar Summer School, an initiative by Thapar University. So, what is your perspective on this initiative?
Definitely. I mean, I'm very supportive of initiatives like, as you mentioned, the Thapar Summer School, because they speed up the real learning. So students don't just study the theory. I mean, this makes that they get the exposure to how real system actually work, and they see the trade-off. So the thing like the messy data and the practical challenges that don't show up in the actual textbooks. So programs like these help bridge the gap between the classroom learning and the industry reality. So that would be really helpful for students or upcoming engineers.
Yeah, sir, based on your experience, what according to you, summer school programs better prepare students for AI-enabled financial systems?
Okay, so I think summer schools can become even more impactful with the practical upgrades. So when I say the practical upgrades, it's students should work on something like end-to-end projects, not just training a model or building some APIs. It's not about that. So they need to learn about starting with building the UI, API, or whatever the product you're trying to build it, and also deploying it, and also need to see some of the monitoring and explaining the results to someone. That's how actually even AI works in real world. So, and the next part is the student should, I mean, they should be able to expose to the real world scenarios too. So many financial systems operate something like under a strict time limits, right? So understanding the streaming data and also the latency and what made it to failures, those are all so important. So if a student can build even a small production style services. It can be a AI-based services with monitoring and a clear explanation. They will be much better prepared for to join. actual real industry teams.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your valuable inputs, so that we can move in that direction to make the summer school more successful. So the final question I would like to ask: what excites you most about the future of finance with AI, based on your experience and how the industry is moving?
So for me, the most is that finance is moving towards a system that are not just faster, but also safer and more transparent. AI has the potential to reduce fraud while also making things smoother, especially for the customers. So because we have to center our thoughts and our questions, or even how do we help build these things easier for the customers. It can also help institutions modernize the old system without actually losing the accuracy and reliability too. And this can support better, faster decisions, and whether that's approving maybe a loan, or detecting a risk, or even resolving an issue. So, but the most important part is trust here. In finance, trust is everything. AI should strengthen that strength. I mean, the trust for even a customer, even for the employer who working on it, employees who is working on it, and even for the financial institutions.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a very nice talk to you, and uh, I hope that your explanations might educate the students who are watching this podcast. And sir, any last thing you want to say as an outro?
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for hosting this session. And it's a very good initiative, and it will help many students to learn what's happening really in the financial world, or even how what's the status about AI, and how do we integrate into the real world. So sometimes we will be like a lost just to learn about AI, and we do not know where do we exactly implement that. So this is a very good start for the new engineers to start their career, and go through the videos, and learn the practical way to understand how they can come up with a better ideas and a solution for these things.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time and
Sure. Thank you.
joining for the session. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.